Hello YouTube, Film Buff 06 here, coming your way with a review of one of my favourite guilty pleasure films from childhood, and that's Disney's George of the Jungle, which was released in 1997, was based off of the 1960s cartoon show of the same name, and was directed by Sam Weisman, who also directed Mighty Ducks 2 for Disney, as well as directed the 1999 remake of The Out-of-Towners with Steve Martin and Goldie Hawn. The story of this film starts off with an African jungle expedition headed up by this attractive American heiress named Ursula Stanhope, played by Leslie Mann, who of course is married to Judd Apatow, who I cannot stand or care less, who I couldn't care less. Her obnoxious fiance named Lyle Vandergroot, played by Thomas Haden Church, who if you don't know who Thomas Haden Church is, he played the Sandman in Spider-Man 3, and their jungle guide is named Mr. Kwame, played by the original John Shaft himself, Richard Roundtree, and they're setting out on this expedition to try and find this mysterious fabled white ape that lurks within the top of Ape Mountain within the African jungles. And during the expedition, Lyle and Ursula wander away from the group and get attacked by this vicious lion, and Ursula ends up being saved by this heroic yet clumsy Tarzan-like figure named George, played by Brendan Fraser, who has a bit of a habit of smashing into trees. Hence the phrase, George, George, George of the jungle, watch out for that tree, which is the running gag of the film, of this film, as well as the cartoon show. And then what happens is that George introduces Ursula to his animal friends. That includes an intelligent ape named Ape, voiced by John Cleese, a toucan bird named Tukey, and an elephant named Shep, who is his dog, which I have to say is one of the funniest things in this movie. Then George and Ursula start to fall in love. She whisks George off to San Francisco, which is in itself an urban jungle, and then George and Ursula fight off a bunch of bad guys. That includes Lyle Vandergroot himself, as well as two poachers named Max and Thor. That's just all I can remember about this movie. Now, what did I think of this movie? Now, first off, I remember growing up with this film. I remember owning the VHS of this film and watching it when I was a child, and I remember actually really enjoying it. And now that I'm 21 and I have rewatched this film for the first time in quite a long time, actually, I still think it is. I still like it now. I mean, yes, the film, yes, the script isn't all that great. Yes, the characters are not that special. Either. Some of the jokes don't quite work. But what I like about this film is that the film knows that it's silly. It knows it's ridiculous. It knows that its plot is pretty stupid, and has a fantastic amount of fun with this under this pretense. Now, Brendan Fraser does have some experience playing this sort of Jungle Boy role, because he played a role like this in Encino Man or California Man, which, to be honest, was just some silly crap to be honest. But in this film, he is actually really funny as George, and I'm not making this up. He is actually really funny as George. Really funny as George. Leslie Mann, I think, is quite attractive. Quite lovely to look at, which is and I think it's which makes me sad, really, that she is married to Judd Apatow, but you know, whatever. Thomas Haden Church as Lyle is quite hilarious. I mean, it's quite hilarious. Actually, some of my, in actual fact, some of my favourite scenes of the film are when these Swahili jungle porters are literally taking the piss out of Lyle because of how much of an odious prick he is. How much of an odious prick he is, and those scenes just gave me like the hardest. Apart from the Shep scenes, they're the scenes that just gave me the hardest laughs. Richard Roundtree does a good job in his role. John Cleese as well voicing. John Cleese also does a good job as well, voicing Ape. And the supporting cast around them, and the supporting cast all do great jobs as well. Wow, I think I've just run out of words to say about this film. Just go check it out. It is funny. It is silly. It is stupid. But it is really entertaining and really fun to watch. And another thing that I like about this film is that it is actually smart. That this is not a film made by a bunch of idiots. This is a film centered about an idiot. about an idiot and whatever crazy shit he gets into. Yeah, so please go and check this movie out. I'm actually wishing to get this film on DVD at some point, and if so, it will be like a guilty dream come true. If you haven't seen this movie, please go and check it out. It has jokes that will appeal to kids and adults. It is silly. It is stupid, but it's really entertaining and really fun to watch. I had a really good time watching this movie, and if I were to give this film a rating, I will give it 7 out of 10. I will give it 7 out of 10. Now, feel free to leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts on George of the Jungle. Plus, feel free to subscribe to my channel. And until my next video, which is going to be a review of Never Let Me Go, starring Keira Knightley, Carey Mulligan and Andrew Garfield, do take care everyone, and goodbye.